Hare Krishna. Welcome to morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Kaustubha Krishna Prabhuji will be giving his transcendental words of wisdom. Bhakta Rameshwar Nayak Prabhuji will be reading the Namamrita. Welcome to everyone. Hare Krishna. Rameshwar Nayak Prabhuji, kindly read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada, pranam to all devotees. Hare Krishna. If a devotee fails to chant the holy name, he will fall into the material conception of life. We have witnessed that some of our contemporaries who are supposed to be great preachers have gradually fallen into the material conception of life because they have failed to chant the holy name of the Lord. The nectar of instruction, text 5. Next page is there.
Keyboard.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम। श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी की जय। ललिता सखी विशाखा सखी की जय। सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय। समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय। मॉर्निंग जप प्रोग्राम की जय। मॉर्निंग नाम अमृत का जय। So today the topic is from the Nectar of Instruction, written by Rupa Goswami, who was the head of the six Goswamis, the most favorite disciples of Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Rupa Goswami, he describes as to who is considered to be a pure devotee, who is in devotional service, constant devotional service of the Lord. He says in his verse, Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jivva vegam udaropasta vegam ethan vegan yo vishehet dhira sarvam apinam prithvim sashishyat. He says a person who has the control over his speaking, he speaks only about Krishna, about devotional service to Krishna, about bhakti, and nothing else. Nothing about material things, no prajalponyamagara. So, such a person, and who has also the control, his mind is concentrated only on the lotus feet of the Lord, who has control over the growth, tolerant like a tree, and who has control over his tongue, that is the taste. He tastes only the Mahaprasad offered to the Lord. And then, of course, he has the control over his touch senses, and he follows the regulative principles regularly and punctually without any deviation of mind and all that. Such a person is considered to be a pure devotee, and he has the right to make disciples and give diksha or initiation to other devotees. Like we have Maharajas in our ISKCON who are authorized to give diksha to non-devotees who have not taken diksha. But then also there are chances of their failure. Rupa Goswami in his next shloka, he says, a person can fall down from this devotional service if there are 6 things which he texted. Ati ahar prayasascha prajalpo niyamagara janasangasya lolyam cha sadbir bhakti vinashati. Once devotional service is spoiled, when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities, that is, eating more than necessary or collecting funds more than required. There is a example given that a person was carrying in the truck the bags of food grains, and on the way from the road, one of the truck falls down and it gets torn up and the grain is spread all over. Now the birds come there and take whatever they are able to eat and then fly away. Similarly, the animals come, they also take and go away, because they have faith that tomorrow they will get again. The Lord will provide them their food grains, and eating arrangement will be done by the Lord. But a person, when he comes, he will collect all the grains and take away the entire bag to his house, so that he can have no problem for the next 7 to 10 days. So this is what happens, that the person always is very doubtful about his faith in the Lord. Then we have over endeavoring for the mundane things that are very difficult to achieve. Number 3 is talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters which have absolutely no connection with glories of Krishna or the devotional service. Number 4, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. Then number 5, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And the last 6 is being greedy for mundane achievements. That I want a car, I want a plane, I want to be like Bill Gates or like Ambani's. So such people, they have a chance to fall down from the devotional service. They do chanting, but their mind is not fixed on the chanting. Sometimes they don't even finish 16 rounds which are prescribed. So such persons, they fall down. But again, Rupa Goswami, he says that such people who are in pure devotional service and they fall down, they need not do any prayashchit if they really want to come back to the devotional service, and they can come in the devotional service. So in this 3rd verse, Rupa Goswami says, Utsahan nischayat dhairyat tattat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato verte sadbir bhakti prasadyate. भक्ति फिर से बढ़ सकती है in case, he says, there are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. Being enthusiastic, he has to be interested to come back to bhakti. And being patient and endeavoring with confidence, he should have the confidence that he can do it, he can do it. Being patient, acting according to the regulative principles, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Samaranam, etc. The 9 Avada Bhakti methods. And then number 5 is abandoning the association of non-devotees. And the last is following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of a pure devotional service. There have been examples that how the people fall down. Vishwamitra Rishi, who was in Samadhi and in devotional service of the Lord, fell down from the bhakti when Apsara Menka came and danced before him. And he was very much attracted to her. Similarly, we have the example of Bharat Maharaj, King Bharat, who was attached to a deer, and at the time of death also he was just remembering about the deer only. And the next yoni, he got the yoni of a deer. We have also the example of Ajamil, who was the son of a Brahman and who used to go to the forest for collecting the flowers and fruits for the worship of the Lord, but fell down. But then he got the chance again to come back to bhakti when he came in contact with the Vishnu Dutas. So like that, those people who fell down, they have a chance to come back if they have the control on their mind. They should follow the regulative principles, and we should also try to follow the regulative principles, especially the chanting and following 4 regulative principles of no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. And chanting offenselessly, avoiding all the 10 offenses which are there, because some of the people, they think they get a chance to fall down. Why? Because they think that they can apologize. That is, on the strength of the name of the Lord, they commit mistakes. Number 7 in the offenses. So we should avoid them, follow the regularly as suggested by Rupa Goswami, and then we have very less chances of falling down. Hare Krishna. So let us chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.